So you're a real estate agent wanting to learn about Claude after all that you're hearing about it on social media and basically everywhere right now. Well, you're in the right place because I am going to teach you everything that you need to know to get set up with Claude and start using it to save time in your real estate business. So first, the question that I most commonly get is, why use Claude over ChatGPT? I use ChatGPT when I am sending a picture of something that I have a question about. For example, my plants in my house. I have used ChatGPT to send a picture and say, how often am I supposed to water this? Does this look healthy? That is what I'm using ChatGPT for. A lot of things in my personal life, but I have really shifted from using ChatGPT in my business to using Claude fully in my business. And the reason for that is that Claude Cowork is something that you can connect to all of the tools that you use in your business and have it actually do tasks for you. The second most common question I get is, what version of Claude do I need? Do I need to pay for this if I want to use it? The answer is yes. I recommend the $20 a month version. It may also say $17 a month because that's if you're paying annual. But this is the version that you need to use Claude Cowork, which is the tool that everyone is raving about because it can actually do things for you. The free version of Claude is just the chat experience that can read the tools, but it can't actually go in and do things for you. So if you're just checking it out, I recommend starting with the free version and starting with that chat experience, connecting your tools and seeing what it can do. But if you really want to take it to the next level and have Claude actually do things for you and with you, you're going to need the $20 a month version to access Claude Cowork. Another question that I commonly get is, should I transfer my memory over from ChatGPT into Claude? My answer to that is no. I think that sometimes some of that memory may be things that you don't even remember telling ChatGPT. You don't want to bring it over to this new tool. I will show you what I recommend doing to set up your Claude to help it get to understand you and your voice very quickly without transferring over from ChatGPT. So let's get started in Claude. So this is what Claude looks like on the web app. To access Claude Cowork, you're actually going to need to download the desktop app. So once you log into your new Claude account, just click on your name down here and click Get Apps and Extensions. Here is where you can download the Chrome extension, which can help you browse the web with Claude. So I highly recommend downloading that. And then also the desktop app is right here as well. So make sure you download that so that you can access Claude Cowork from your desktop. Okay, so now you are in the Claude desktop app. Let me give you a quick lay of the land. So up here on the top left, you'll see that we have the chat. This is what we just accessed in the browser. This is just when you were chatting with Claude. This is similar to the ChatGPT experience, and it can pull your content from your tools as well, but it can't actually do things for you. Then we have Claude Cowork. This is what I've been talking about. This is where you can actually give Claude tasks. Then we have Claude Code. This is where you can actually do more coding type tasks. This one isn't super necessary for you to learn as a real estate agent. So with Claude Chat, you can ask it things like, what's on my calendar today? And it will look at your calendar and tell you what's on your calendar. So it pulled what's on my calendar and told me what's on my calendar. Now with Claude Cowork, I can say, what's on my calendar? Can you look at my Asana tasks, which is my project management tool that I have linked up, and time block my calendar based on what I need to get done today. Now, Claude Cowork can actually go in and add in events in your calendar for you with the context from other tools. So this is where Claude starts to get so powerful because you can really connect all of your tools and talk with this agent who will do things for you. So now you can see it used my Google Calendar integration, looked at my tasks that I had in Asana, and time blocked my entire day for me. So this is where the magic of Cowork comes in. You can link all of your tools, you can give it the context that it needs, and you can set up some really cool tasks and automations. So now let me give you the lay of the land in the Cowork tab, because this is where you should be spending most of your time in Claude, is right here in this Cowork tab in the middle. So new task is essentially like when you're creating a new chat with ChatGPT, etc. This is just where you go to talk to Claude. Projects is where you can organize different tasks and different chats by the context that you're giving it. So one of the ways that I would recommend using projects is if you have different departments of your business or different businesses in general. So you could create, let's say you have a real estate business and also an interior design business. You could create one project for your real estate business. You could create one for your interior design business. Now you could also create a project specifically for something like copywriting if you wanted to just focus on those copywriting tasks and you want to do all of your copywriting tasks just in that specific folder. Projects aren't super necessary. I think it just helps to narrow the context that you're giving Claude. And also, I think I use it because it helps me to kind of departmentalize what I'm working on. Artifacts are when you create something with Claude. So if you create a dashboard, if you create a morning briefing page, anything that you create is going to be added into artifacts. You'll be able to find them here and search for them, or you can also find them in the chats that you had where you created that artifact. Scheduled task is where you can schedule tasks and have Claude do things without you having to say anything. So this is really cool. You can schedule Claude to do things on a certain timeline. So you can say, for example, every morning I want you to draft email responses for me to go in and edit. You don't send them, you just draft them for me and have them ready in my inbox by the time I start working. That is the type of thing that you can do with Claude. So that's an example of something that you would schedule. And this is where you'll find all of your scheduled tasks. Dispatch is when you want to work on something on the go. You can download the Claude app on your phone and use Dispatch, and it will work on things while you're on the go from your phone. Customize is where you can connect your apps. So as I mentioned, where you connect all of your tools like your Google Calendar, Canva, Coffee and Contracts, all that good stuff is where you can connect it here. Then we have skills. This is when you have Claude doing something. So for example, creating your email newsletter. Let's say you're using Claude to do that the first time. You're training it through things. You're saying, I go to Flowdesk first and I open this template. Then I go find this information and I fill it in here. I go to this website and find this information and then I fill it in here. Once you do that one time with Claude, save this as a skill, and it will add it as a skill here so that it doesn't have to go figure out how to do it the next time. It already knows, and you can just run that skill and it'll move much faster and know exactly what it's supposed to do. So skills are essentially like the standard operating procedures or instructions or guidelines that you are giving Claude to execute certain tasks for you. Then we have plugins. This is where you can actually download skills that other people have created for you. So I created a bunch of free skills for you guys, specifically for real estate agents, that you can actually upload into your Claude. So I'm essentially training your Claude for you and giving you instructions to hand your Claude. So a lot of other tools have created plugins that go along with their app. So for example, Wix is a website builder, and it created this plugin where it has a lot of instructions on how to do certain things in the Wix tool. So it's just really cool. You can explore it and see if any of your tools have added these plugins, and you can add anything from there. All right, so where do we begin with Claude? The first thing that I recommend doing is going to customize, going to apps, and connecting as many tools as you'd like here. This is really where Claude gets powerful, is through the tools that you connect it to. So you can go in and search for things like Google Calendar, add Google Calendar. You can add your email. So type in mail and I can find Gmail. If you have a call recorder, I use Granola. You could add that and then it can get access to all of the call recordings that you have. Your Google Drive, if you store things in there. Your Notion, if you store things there. You can access Canva, download that. So think of all the tools that you use in your business and search for them here. Now, if there is a tool that you have that does not come up when you search, so if, for example, coffee and contracts won't come up when you search, it comes up for me because I already downloaded it. We have a custom MCP that you can actually connect your coffee and contracts through very easily. So in coffee and contracts, I'll show you where this is. Go to my account, developer, and we'll give you the full instructions for how to connect to our MCP. So you'll take this information and go back over into Claude, go to connectors on this tab, then click plus and click add custom connector, and this is where you'll add it. So if your CRM doesn't show up, go check out if your CRM also has a custom MCP or an API that you can use. So first step is connect all of your tools. Next step is I am going to ask Claude to look through my email, look through my Instagram content, and ask it to get an understanding of who I am, what my voice is, and then ask me any questions to fill in the gaps. So I'm going to say, look through my Instagram via the Chrome extension and look through my sent emails to clients and gather info about me and my voice to create brand guidelines for me, and then ask me questions to fill in the gap. Now, if you don't want to go through this, I created a skill that does it for you. So you can just upload this in from that page and it will do all of this for you. So I'll show you this example and then I'll show you using the skill. All right, so now you can see that I just gave it this simple little prompt and it went and did all the work for me and created a document with 9 sections on everything about my voice, everything that I'm posting on social media, the email voice. It'll ask me some additional questions to make updates, but now it has full context on me, my brand voice, and what I'm doing. So now something I could say is anytime you write content as me, make sure you review these brand voice guidelines and follow them. Now let's see what it says. Got it. Noted and saved. Whenever I write content for you going forward, I'll reference these guidelines first to make sure everything sounds like you. And now anytime you want to update these, you can just say, hey, let's update the brand voice guidelines and not ever say this again or whatever you want to update. Okay, so now let me show you what it looks like when you download these skills that I created for you guys. Okay, so on this freebie, I'm giving you guys these free plugins. So just download these, the Real Estate Assistant and the Content Manager. And then as I'm creating new skills, I'm just adding them here, typically linking to the Instagram post that I did where I'm showing this skill or showing how I did something that you can download and add as I continue to add these. But I'm going to show you the Real Estate Assistant plugin and the Content Manager plugin. So you'll just click on these to download them. Hit File, Download. Now back over in Claude, I'll go to Customize and go to Personal Plugins. I'm going to create plugin, upload plugin, and then I am going to upload my Real Estate Assistant plugin. And I'm going to upload my Content Manager plugin. Now I'm going to go back, and now if you hit the backslash on your keyboard, it will show you your skills that you have listed under each of these plugins. Another thing that I forgot to point out is the different models that you can use in Cowork. So Sonnet is the one that is most efficient for everyday tasks. This means it can efficiently do pretty basic stuff. Haiku is the fastest, but it's not as sophisticated. So it may take a longer time to do certain things. It may struggle with different things. Opus is the one that you can use for complex tasks. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. But keep in mind, the higher level that you use, the more credits that you're going to use. So you may end up running out of credits. You may have to pay more, and you may run out of credits. So hit backslash. And one of the first things that I'm going to say is set me up. Now, one of the skills that I created knows what this means and will guide you through setting up everything like I just showed you with that prompt. It's going to do something similar to that. So I'm going to say set me up, and it's going to know to run that skill. So that really shows you how you can use skills. So when you save a skill that's like helping you customize a Canva template, then if you say, help me customize this Canva template, it knows to go look through those skills because of the keywords. So as you can see, it used the skill, the real estate assistant skill, and it's going to help onboard you. One thing that I set it up to do is to name this your assistant as well. So it's going to ask you to give it a name so that anytime you are chatting with it, you can call it that name and it'll know to run those skills. Okay, so now it's going to ask me a few additional questions. What do you want to name me? So this is where you can name your new real estate assistant. So I'm going to say Jarvis. Here's how I read you. I'm going to say, yep, that's right. Or you could adjust anything, anything you never want to sound like a robot. For anything I draft to your audience on your behalf, how should I close? Just Haley. Continue. All right, so now it's filling in my brand profile, and it built my brand brain file that it will always pull before it writes anything for me. All right, so next, let's build our first dashboard using this skill. So I am going to create my good morning dashboard from my real estate assistant plugin. So I'm going to just hit backslash good morning dashboard, and you can see here that it's pulling from my real estate assistant plugin down there at the bottom. So I'm going to pull that, and I'm just going to send it and see what it creates for me and then make adjustments from there. All right, so it built this dashboard for me. It's using sample data because I'm not a real estate agent, so it didn't have a CRM to pull from. So it's pulling in some sample data for me, showing me my most important 3 things to do today, new leads that I need to follow up with, and a reply drafted and saved for me, ready to send, deadlines to look out for, my schedule for the day, inbox triage that it did, my pipeline. And now here's the cool thing. So it generates this for you, and I could say, okay, well, I want to check off each of these on the daily 3. So I could say, add check boxes to the daily 3. So once I check them off, they are gone and you remember that I did them. Now it's going to build that out for me so that it's going to give me those check boxes and it will remember everything that once I check them off. All right, so now it updated and I can check things off and they're gone. So that just shows you how you can ask Claude to update things and it'll do it for you immediately. So it's fully custom, however you want to set this up. Now, you would want to make sure to schedule this to run every morning. So to schedule, all you have to do is go in and say, now schedule this to run every morning at 7 a.m. And it's going to automatically add it to scheduled tasks for you. So there it is. It popped up. I'm going to say, yep, schedule. It's creating the scheduled task. So now once it's done, I can go over to the scheduled tab and I'll find it there. There it is, scheduled and ready to go. It'll run every morning and you can continue to chat with it and say, actually, I want to change this. Let's start doing this. This is when you can really start to make it custom to work for you and your business. Another thing that I want to share is this little microphone icon on the bottom. This is incredible for just brain dumping into Claude. This is one of my favorite things to use it for, is to just brain dump everything that I'm thinking into Claude, everything I want it to help me with, and it helps me to organize my thoughts and create things. Okay, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, there's a couple things I want to remind you. Number one, Claude is not going to magically transform and change your real estate business overnight. Contrary to what you may see on social media, everyone's saying that Claude is running their business and it's changing their life and it's growing their followers. That is for engagement. Keep in mind that it's a very cool tool, but you are seeing what it's capable of. Now, you can get creative and create some really cool things with this, but it's not going to magically transform your business overnight. And it takes a lot of time to learn and get good at, and also to tweak the things that you use it. I use Claude every day in my business, and it has saved me a ton of time on certain things, and it has automated a lot of tasks for our team. But it's still something that we are working on every day, implementing it more into our business and learning how to use it in the best way and tweaking the way that we use it. So keep that in mind. It's a cool tool, but it's not life-changing. So what I recommend is dedicating like 2 hours a week that you put in your calendar as a block as AI playtime. That way you don't feel like you're behind. You are consistently staying up with it and learning it, but you're not wasting too much time on it. So remember, do your regular tasks and everything and just dedicate a couple hours a week towards this. Number two, when you approach Claude Cowork, remember we downloaded the desktop app. We're using Claude Cowork. The first thing that you're going to do is connect your tools, then just start chatting with Claude. You can even say to it, okay, you have access to my tools. What should we do first? Do you see any tasks that I could automate? Do you see any opportunities for me to improve my workflow? Let's do something. What can you help me with? The best thing that you can do is ask Claude to help you. You don't need to pay a bunch of money for a course on how to do it. You can figure it out by just asking Claude to walk you through things. All right, thank you for watching this intro to Claude video. I really hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. Subscribe for more. I'm going to be doing these more regularly. I'm excited for the next video where I'm going to be showing you guys how to do even more with Claude. So let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you next time.